Yeah, good afternoon, good morning, good evening. I guess it's for many people.
Yes, and we are very proud to introduce Goblex Education Consultancy and Miss Lizzie Nolan. Thank you for joining us, Ma'am Lizzie.
Thank you. Thank you
Uh,
very much, Sidra. I just want to confirm, can you see my screen?
yes, yes, it's clearly
Wonderful.
visible to me.
Perfect. Now, we will just wait a few moments for people to join. But feel free, obviously, to write in the chat. So, just a bit of housekeeping rules, everyone. So, firstly, I'll introduce myself. Sidra has kindly introduced me as well, but my name is Lizzie Nolan. I'm a UK educational consultant with 10 years of experience in the education sector in the UK, working for various universities, supporting students, on their career plans, on their study plans, alongside also with the visa, with the CAS, with the interviews, a range of different things as well. And you're probably sat at home now thinking about studying in the UK, and many of these students that I dealt with were also like that as well. So throughout the presentation will probably last around 20 minutes, okay? Make the most of today's presentation. Ask as many questions as you wish as well. Feel free to put your questions in the chat. So if everyone can ensure that they are muted, just to avoid any distractions. But if you want to write any questions in the chat, and they can be read out at the end as well. Okay. But please, of course, take advantage, make the most of this presentation, enjoy, okay, and ask as many questions as you so wish. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lizzie, for such a beautiful introduction. And let me introduce Goblex Education Consultancy as well. It's a very dedicated consultancy firm specializing in providing expert guidance and support for students aiming to pursue their educational goals in the UK and other countries as well. But we expert in UK and our team at Coblex, their educational goals are very high and we help our students in assisting countless students actually with selecting the right programs, preparing their applications, and securing their study visas. So, Miss Lizzie will guide them all of the procedures and how they can apply for UK. Yes, Lizzie, am I right?
That's absolutely right. Yes. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm going to share my screen again. We'll kick off. Okay. All right then. So we really appreciate you attending today's webinar. We've done our introduction. So my name is Lizzie Nolan, and I'm here to talk to you about studying in the UK. So why study in the UK? So the UK receives around 500,000 international students each year, and there's no coincidence why, and that's because the UK, attracts a really international, cosmopolitan, diverse students from all over the world. So maybe you're sat at home and feel like you're the only student, around your friends and family that want to go abroad. Well, when you come to the UK, you'll feel at home because many people around you have been in your position and taken that leap as well to go and study in the UK. And we believe, you're not only learning in the classroom, but you're learning from your environment as well. And it really offers that international environment. But not only being international, we offer high quality global education, and this actually increases your chances of jobs as well. That's because UK teaching, you're not just learning the theory, you're putting the theory into practice. So you're learning in specialized environments. So if you're doing business management in your course, you could be writing business plans. You're on live projects similar to the workplace. So it increases your chances of jobs as well. And you're also taught by leading academics, always from that sector that you're studying in. So, this is a few reasons why to study in the UK. And then upon graduation, you can also stay in the UK if you've completed bachelor's or master's course successfully and stay in the UK with a 2-year graduate visa as well. No work sponsorship required, just literally completing your bachelor's or your master's and having your valid visa, and you have the opportunity to stay. There's also lots of flexibility. So maybe, you haven't got the right grades in your bachelor's degree and you want to do a master's. Maybe your English isn't strong enough. There are also pathway programs as well in the UK. For example, pre-sessional English, pre-masters, foundation programs as well. And of course, with the UK, we're an English-speaking country. We have the pound, which is a very strong currency as well. So, you can come and earn very, very good money, not even just graduating, but even when you're a student, you can work as a student ambassador. You can have a part-time job. So as part of your visa in your bachelor's and master's, you can work 20 hours a week during the academic time. And during the official holidays, you can work full time and earn, it can be £13 an hour for, as a student, that can be actually very good money. And of course, because we are so specialised, so if you study business management, you're only going to be studying subjects related to business management, which means that your bachelor's is only 3 years and your master's is only 1 year. There are some exceptions, for example, architecture, medicine, or if you have a year work experience, there are some exceptions, but this is the general. The UK education system and admission process. So as I mentioned, it's not just, bachelor's, master's. We have a range of opportunities for you to study to fit your needs as well, ranging from foundation courses, master's by research courses where you can bring your dependents, same with the PhD, and many other options. Now, I highly recommend speak to Goblex about your options. You may be a blank slate where you have no idea what's right for you, or you may know exactly what you want to study, but they will guide you. So please, reach out to them for that support and guidance. So when can you start your course? So we are already in October. So generally the next intake will be our January intake. So maybe you wanted to come in September, but you missed the intake for the September that's just happened. Well, don't worry, because we have January courses available at many universities. So that will be the next intake for you to come and study in the UK. Now, of course, please, if you're interested in January, reach out straight away so we can find a course right for you. Then there are some courses available in summer, but this is generally English courses. But the English courses are usually available for those then that want to improve their English for example, a bachelor's, a master's. And then the main intake traditionally would be the September intake. So you'll be starting in September, October, or even November. Now, maybe you're planning ahead, start researching for next September because it will come around very quickly. So I mentioned January 2025 is still open for business. We have over 20 options to offer you of universities. Some are within London. So all on the list here are actually located in London. Various different things to offer, different specialisms, different types of universities. As you can see on the picture, this is a beautiful campus here. And we have some city universities as well. So as you can see there. We also have other universities, for example, Northeastern University, which delivers an American structure. And we also have universities outside of London as well. We also offer universities with quick offers and quick turnarounds. So these are universities that you can typically get an offer within 5 to 7 days of applying. Tuition fees vary as well. So tuition fees can start from £12,000 a year for undergraduate and then going up to masters around £20,000 a year. But as a masters is only 1 year, you're only paying for 1 year. Now, it might seem like a lot of money, but really it's an investment in your future because you can stay for 2 years without a work sponsor, and then hopefully in those 2 years you find a work sponsor. So you're really building your life as well. There's also some scholarships available and different types of scholarships. This includes automatic scholarships, so all students, international students, are eligible. There are some limited scholarships where you're eligible if you apply early or pay your deposit early. And there are merit-based scholarships, which are based on your academic performance. Now, I really want to stress that the merit-based scholarship, that the universities in the UK rarely offer full scholarships, okay? They're often partial scholarships that can be £3,000, £4,000, or even £5,000, which of course is a big help. So these are some universities which have scholarship opportunities. So we have Coventry University, which is in the Midlands, but they also have a campus in London. And we also have other universities within London, with the north of the country, and also outside. So what you need to study. So you need, if you're studying undergraduate, you need a high school transcripts, you might need a foundation. And for postgraduate, you need your bachelor's transcripts and certificates. You'll also always need transcripts and certificates to study, alongside translations, certified translations in English if they're not in English. You will need a passport as well, a letter of recommendation. Sometimes that can be 2 they require, or just 1. And this has to be at least 1 academic reference, so the teacher recommending you for the course, and also a statement of purpose. So this is writing, around 500 to 700 words of why you should be selected for that course, what skills you can offer, but also your ambition, your career goals as well, because we don't expect you to learn everything. You also need an English language certificate in most cases, which has to have 2 years validity by the date you're applying. If you have a study gap, we often ask for a CV to see what you've been doing. And also there's also maybe additional entry requirements based on the course, which you'll need to check as well, okay, which is very important. So this is general guidance. I mentioned English language. So for bachelor's, we're talking usually B2 level plus. And for foundation, we're talking B1 level plus. Mainly in the UK, IELTS UKVI is accepted, or normal IELTS. But some universities accept the ELLT from Oxford, the Pearson, the Duolingo, or an MOI. For example, University of Gloucestershire accept MOI from Pakistan for masters across 50 universities. We also have Nottingham Trent, Bangor, University of the West of England that accept the MOI as well. So to apply, I recommend do plenty of research and select your institutions that appeal to you. So maybe look at the destination, look at the budget, and then make a list of maybe 5 to 7 universities that suit you. Check that you meet the entry requirements, or you can work towards meeting the entry requirements as well. And then we can apply with your full documents. And from there, you'll get something either called a conditional offer. The conditional offer means you will be accepted, but there are still some conditions or documents pending. Or maybe you'll get the unconditional offer, where you have completed all the requirements, and then you can proceed to the next step, where you accept the offer, and you often have to pay then a tuition deposit, which is often 50% of the course fee, but in some universities it can be less, like around £4,000 as well. Then you'll be applying for the CAS letter, which is the confirmation of acceptance to study letter, which is supplied by the university themselves, and it's their letter they give to you to sponsor you for the course. And from there, you can book your visa appointment, and you might have to attend any credibility interviews, 1 with the university, 2 with UKVI, and then you can arrange your flight to the UK. But don't worry, this is all maybe overwhelming information, but I trust that GOBLEX have the expertise and knowledge to guide you, as they have many students, okay? And this is all general information. So different universities have different requirements, but this is the general procedure to apply and get your visa. So maintenance for visa has gone up from January 2025. So you need to show a total of £14,833 per month. And actually, I recommend to have about £13,500 in your bank account for maintenance, a bit more than what's suggested to ensure for currency fluctuation. Plus, any outstanding tuition fees also need to be shown in your bank account, and it needs to be held for a minimum of 28 days, and the bank statement cannot be any older than 31 days when you apply for your visa. So it's very important you have these funds prepared and you have these funds accessible to ensure you can afford to study in the UK. So really, you probably need around £25,000 to have in your bank, including tuition fees and maintenance, okay? You can also use a parent's bank statement, but if you do, they have to give a letter of consent and you have to provide your official birth certificate and also translation. You might be invited for a credibility interview as well. So don't worry, just as long as you can prove you have a genuine interest to study your course. So ensure before the interview that you research the course, you understand, the destination you're going, the university you're going to, ensure you do some research, you know about the modules you're going to study, you can explain why you've chosen this university, and you can explain, what are the universities you had in mind. And also, as I said, the UK as a destination, it's very important you have this information. So as I said, do plenty of research, make a list of your choices, okay, to prioritize what is the right fit for you, and also talk to Goblex who can guide you. Speak with anyone who has studied abroad, ask their advice, their guidance. It's always important to apply with a sufficient time as well. Don't leave things to the last minute because, you have to adapt to come in to live in the UK anyway. So you want to arrive in time so you can settle into your new home. Ensure, you manage your funds correctly, you have enough in your bank statement, and that you have all documents translated. And of course, there are lots of things online to support you as well. Many people have come to study in the UK. So look at resources online to guide you. And if you do apply late, there is priority visa service as well. Also, when you arrive here, it's important to enjoy your life in the UK. So as I mentioned, you can work during your time in the UK, bachelor's and master's. I recommend many universities have clubs and societies which you can join. And you can also live either on campus in the accommodation or live off campus. And I recommend immerse yourself, with international friends, British friends. But if you get homesick, make friends with people from your country as well and call home as well, keep in touch with your family and friends from home. And we have, success via Goblex. So we have Mr. Zishan Tahir, who actually got accepted and he's now studying at the University of Hertfordshire in data science in September. And we also have Kizar Hayat, who also got a place for Master of Science in University of Roehampton, who is also studying in the UK as well. So many students who are in your position. Hello, everyone. Apologies for that. We had some technical difficulties there. Okay. Thank you for all rejoining again. Let's continue. Okay, so this is just two examples of how students, how Goblex educational consultants actually change students' lives. So they allowed them, they provided them with the resources, with the guidance and with the support to get, their study future made ready for them. So Zishan said he was incredibly grateful to Goblex Education Consultancy for their invaluable support and their expert guidance. And, you know, Zishan did not have an easy process, but I know myself, because I know about this student, that Goblex supported him, you know, outside of office hours to ensure that he arrived and could start his studies at Hertfordshire. So they really care about their students. You know, they help navigate and process the UK visa, and he highly recommends, because they've really made his dreams a reality. And Mr. Kizar said, you know, again, as a client of Goblex, they were exceptional. They have been instrumental, again, in the visa process, which is not easy, but also they were so professional, genuinely cared about their students, and again, helped turn the dreams to a reality. So that's something, you know, very important, because, you know, we can take a step back when we want to do something, but then we see about what's required. It can overwhelm us and then we don't do it. But, you know, just remember, you've got this support and you've got this guidance from Goblex to really, you can be Zishan, you can be Kizar, and start, you know, your studies in the UK as well. So apply today, you know, make your future and dreams come true. You can contact them via email, their telephone number, check out their website. And also you can book individual meetings with them as well via these forms. So I believe we can put these links in the chat as well. So yes, now we will hand it over to questions as well, if anyone has any questions. Okay. So someone has actually asked, so Sidra, you can help with this, I guess, Miss Sidra. Someone has asked in the chat, the mentioned students were from which country? So I will still share my screen actually, so you can keep those contact details up. Okay. But I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they were from Pakistan, but you can correct me if I'm wrong. Do we have any other questions?
Hi, these students from Pakistan, that is Sean and Heather. Yeah, so I answered the question.
Thank you. Exactly, they're from Pakistan. I mean, people who are joining today, I believe you're from a range of countries. So, you know, Goblex has experience guiding students from Nigeria, Afghanistan, you know, different parts of the world, parts of Europe, you know, South Asia. So they have a vast amount of expertise to help students as well. Hello, have we got any questions? We'll give it a few moments. Don't be shy and feel free to write your questions in the chat. I believe this is going to be recorded as well, yes. Well, this is being recorded, so it will be shared.
Yeah, about the recording, it will be, we will upload this video on YouTube and share the link, and it will be publicly, and also our website. Great.
So as I say, don't forget, if you're still interested, there's January intake around the corner. So this webinar is specialised in the UK, but I mean, you know, Goblex can support you with many destinations, Canada, Ireland, Australia, USA, and even more destinations, I believe. So, you know, maybe you're considering other destinations other than the UK as well. Jedediah has raised hand. Yes, please. We have questions. If you can't unmute yourself, you can write in the chat.
I think it can unmute and can ask the question.
Okay. Jedediah, you have your hand raised. Can you unmute yourself?
Okay. Can you hear me?
Hello, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello. Okay, my question is, my name is Jedediah Chigozie. I'm from Nigeria. I'm a Nigerian. So my question is about um, uh, proof of English. As a Nigerian, Nigeria is an English-speaking country. Do I still need to write IELTS or any other English test
Thanks,
for
Jado.
me to be admitted
That's
in
yeah,
English?
that's a good question. Actually, for Nigeria and Ghana and some other West African countries, a lot of universities accept the WIA grade, usually a grade C in English from WIA. Does that answer your question? Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Great. Thank you.
Okay, then the second one is
Sorry?
hello.
Hello.
Yeah, the second question is it only for UK? The God bless also handle applications for other countries like Australia, Canada, US, and every other country,
Exactly.
or is it just
Exactly.
UK?
No, I mean, I'll let Goblex answer that question, but there is more options other than UK. Yeah.
Yeah. You can apply Australia, UK, USA, Ireland, and you need to send us your document info@complexedu.uk. Our team will look on it and will give you the proper assessment.
Okay.
Okay. You're welcome.
Okay,
Next
thank you very
question.
much.
And
Okay. There's some other questions in the chat, so I'm just going to read them out. So Mr. Mohammed Akbar has said, what about Afghanistan? What kind of assistance can you provide? And the visa issuance rate for Afghanistan. So I know, Goblex, you do deal with students from Afghanistan. So do you have any information about that?
yeah, visa ratio is very good. And for Afghanistan, in some university, they ask a full deposit. And the student will provide the proper documents and their bank statement. Then no problem. We have already a very successful many application with Afghanistan.
Thank you. Okay. Okay, Adam Khan, I want to know about MPhil in English literature with scholarship. So if you have specific course related questions, you need to email Goblex and they will guide you with the course and the right universities. Okay, so this email address that's on the slide, you need to email them and tell them your inquiry, okay? Because we can't answer individual inquiries right now because we need to provide you the best options, okay? Okay, thank you. Okay, someone has asked about scholarships for online postgraduate for Pakistan. We generally dealing with face-to-face courses, but again, please email your inquiry to Goblex, info@goblexedu.co.uk so they can see what options are available for you, okay? Sadaf has said, is MOI enough for university in Gloucestershire for research, or should we have to do IELTS or PTE? So Sadaf, we actually have a list from the University of Gloucestershire of 50 universities from Pakistan that they accept the MOI. So again, please email your inquiry to info@goblexedu.co.uk and you can tell them which university you studied at in Pakistan if this is the case for you. If it's another country, we need to obviously review, and please let them know and they'll be able to tell you as well. Okay. We have another question, Mr. Mohammed Akbar. Again, I will have to pass this to my colleagues at Goblex. How much do you charge for your service? Do you have advance payment?
We do not charge any consultancy fee, and we are representative of university. We work with the universities. There is no any our consultancy fee.
Thank you. All right, so I see this question specifically. Thank you, Dr. Usman, for your question as well about MPhil. So again, please send your inquiry. If there's specific course inquiries, we want to be able to have the time to give you, options that are potentially available. So I do recommend to email or use the phone number that's on the slide, okay? Hello, I'm a refugee living in Bangladesh. How can I continue this course? Okay. We'll again need to look into your case. All these specific inquiries you need to email, okay? And we can have a look. But of course, we're making education accessible for everyone, okay? So there are a lot of options out there, not just UK, but also beyond. But we need to obviously get your profile and your information, all right, to understand that, okay? Same with Mr. Redmi, okay? So yeah, exactly. Please put your question because you'll need to send all your information in an email so then they can advise you, okay? Redmi, thank you. You want to study PhD in political science in Canada? Absolutely, that's something we can look into as well. So please connect with Goblex and they will help guide you on that, okay? And see what your options are available. All right. I just see one other person with their hand up, Karim Muller. So feel free to ask your question.
Hello, Miss. Can you hear me?
Hello, I can hear you.
Okay, thank you. I just have two questions. One is this that I'm Bachelor of Computer Science and I want to go for UK for my master's degree. So is this possible to I receive the dependent visa like I will move with my family?
So, and thank you for that question. Unfortunately, since January of this year, you can no longer bring a dependent unless it's a level 7 research program. So that means it's MRes or PhD. But if it's a Master of Science, you're not allowed to bring a dependent, unfortunately, anymore.
Okay.
But you can to Canada. You even can to USA. Or as I say, if it's research, masters in the UK. Okay.
Okay. And the second one is do you have any advance payment for this service or no? Advance payment.
No, we do not charge any service charges.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. Thank you. And the last question is this: that how many score we need for IELTS certificate, and how many score we need to pass the IELTS certificate for this exam? How many score we need?
Yeah, very good question. So it really varies on the university, but typically you need for masters around IELTS 6.5 and for bachelors 6. That's the typical. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. It was a pleasure. All right. And I'm just going back to the questions in the chat. So Dr. Usman, yes, if you put your question in the email, send any relevant documents of your profile and they will be able to support you. Okay. Rabia has asked, can I get admission in bachelor's taught in French language in UK? Rabia, unfortunately not, unless you're actually studying French. The UK, because it's English speaking country, everything is taught in English. But I know in Canada, they have some universities that teach in French. So that could be an option for you if you were interested in Canada. Okay. Agricultural courses from Ernest in bachelor's and masters. Again, yes, of course. Please send your inquiry to Goblex and they will be able to help with that. Okay. Mohammed Akbar, what about the grantee fee to be blocked with your consultancy? Without blocking £2,000, is it possible or not? I'm sorry, I don't quite understand the question. But whether someone at Goblex is able to assist with that.
Prompt the question. We will understand the question and we will reply through email.
Okay, thank you. Future expert. I am from Pakistan and I've told 2 to 3 consultants that I want admission to Sunderland, but they have said that this university does not accept Pakistani students. Is it true? So generally universities, they do accept students from all over the world, but sometimes when they have limited places and it's their strategy that they want to maybe get students from, other countries, they put a block on certain nationalities. And yes, I believe Sunderland University have done this at the moment, but not just Pakistan, there's also other countries as well that they're just currently not actively recruiting from, unfortunately. So yes, that is the case for Sunderland at the moment. Okay. Jediah has asked, in case of visa denial, will tuition be refunded? So generally, when you pay the tuition fee deposit, always I recommend you read their terms and conditions. Okay. In most scenarios, universities will refund the tuition fee deposit if your visa gets refused for example, if you don't have enough money in your bank statement. But if, for example, your visa gets refused for fraudulent documents, then often the university don't refund. However, I want to stress each university has different requirements. Some might take an admin charge. So it's important to read their terms and conditions. Okay. Thank you for that. Okay. Can you apply for PhD with that money? We would need to look into that case, Redme, okay, if you can apply for PhD in Canada with $20,000, because we need to research that. So again, just send your inquiry to Goblex. That would be most appreciated. Okay. Do we have any other questions? All right. Well, I think then if my colleagues at Goblex agree as well, we will put the webinar to a close, but it doesn't end here. This is just the start of the conversations, okay? So send all your inquiries to the contact address here. You can book individual meetings as well as per the link. Mr. Mohammed, shall we put the link in the chat as well so people can book individual meetings and they can access that link? And of course, yeah, thank you. And this webinar is recorded, so you can watch it back because I know we got cut off. So if you need to revisit any of the information, please do as well. Okay. So I've put the links in the chats as well and the contact information. All right. So please, everyone, I'll just give you a few moments to get that information and then we're going to close the webinar. But thank you ever so much for your time. And just remember, do as much research, speak to Goblex, get their guidance, and, make your dream a reality. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Lizzie.
Thank you. My pleasure. Bye.
Yeah, any question that get back through email or like book a meeting or like give us a call on WhatsApp, we are available. Okay, the meeting is going to end. So I think that, thank you so much.
Bye-bye. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Bye, everyone.